doing this and watching every single movie. Because oh my god, man, some of them are just infuriating. Some of them are just annoying, but some of them are infuriating. It's uh, I, I know I have it A ranked. Probably won't get used. It probably won't get used. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll have a big. Maybe I'll all of a sudden actually change my opinion on these movies and like one of them enough to put it in A tier. But hey, maybe you'll have to see. We'll have to see. Uh, Now, this stream might be a bit more ranty than actually critiquing based on. I mean, I'm gonna critique it a lot, but I'm gonna go on a lot of rants because fuck this fucking studio. I, I always say it's like I do feel like they ruin the animation industry and medium because they make their movies so cheap. They make their characters look. Their character design is so shit. It's so just lame and lazy. But who fucking cares? And then they just make these stupid, shitty. Every single joke is stupid and like kiddie jokes. It's like animation doesn't have to be for kids. These movies don't have to. You don't have to make them for fucking 6-year-olds. You can like movies like Incredibles or Ratatouille. They can be enjoyed by not only kids but fucking people like me, an older guy, older person that's not a kid anymore, and I enjoy it throughout my life. I've liked The Incredibles when I was a kid. I liked it when I was a teenager, and now I like it when I'm an adult. So, but these movies, I don't think I've ever liked, other than a few of them. There's a few outliers that are just okay that surprise me. All right, but honestly, most of this shit just sucks. Most of it's terrible. But you know what? We start off. We're gonna start off. Let's just get into it. We actually start Despicable Me 1 with a start off well. I feel like Despicable Me 1 was a time when the studio they actually were trying on their movies, and it wasn't just that they made the movie and it was like cheap and they made it just for money. This movie actually feels like the people around it. I mean, I'm not saying all the other movies don't have no passion, but I feel like this movie was actually trying to be amazing and be something that was really great. And they did succeed. It's a pretty good fun time. Like, I think this is the one movie. I mean, maybe there was a few laughs in some of the other ones, but not much. But this is the one movie that I think this is the funniest movie out of out of all the Illumination has to offer. Vector is the funniest character probably in all of Illumination. He is iconic for a reason. I do like Gru in this movie and his character arc, which he doesn't really have in any of the other movies. There's barely, maybe there's a tiny little arc in 3, but it's not really. This is the one movie where he actually has something. I'm gonna talk about the other ones, but this is the only one where I actually like the kids, and I think they are funny at times and they're cute at times, but it's the only movie that I can really say that. Like the other ones, they're like they're just there. And there's one thing that I've always in my head. I know if it's a movie that I've liked, if I want to see more of the movie that I'm watching. Like there's a time, like some movies where it'll be at the end and the movie will end. I'll be like, oh man, I want to watch more. And that's to me, that's me. That's what I think. I know. That's why I know I like the movie is when I want to watch more of it. And I honestly, I kind of at the end I was like, I want to see more of him with the girls and him, and I want to see more of Gru and with the kids, and I think that's why this is definitely the best Illumination movie. Maybe. We'll have to see later in the list. I might change, but it's definitely it's a B. It's not amazing. It's like a 6 out of 10, to be honest. Like, it still has some annoying parts. The minions still suck. Well, they're not as bad in this movie as they are in some of the later ones. They're just in there. They're kind of like, they're just there. They're gonna be over here. They're gonna be here, but they're not gonna do much. You're gonna be like, oh, they're here, but they're not all over the place. They're just a tiny little thing thrown in there, and they don't take the movie. They don't make it annoying and infuriate me. But the one problem I've always had with Despicable Me is that it kind of ruined Megamind having a sequel. Megamind and Despicable Me came out the same year. They both were about a villain that becomes like a hero in the end. They both have characters, like in Megamind, the Megamind's like companion's name is literally Minion, and they have minions, of course, in Despicable Me. And they both were pretty much in that sense they were like almost the same movie. But what happened was Despicable Me did better, made more money, and so it got the 4 sequels now because of, I guess, is Rise of Gru really a Despicable Me movie? I'm thinking, no, it's more Minions movie. So I guess 5 movies because Despicable Me made the 2 Minion movies happen. But it got those movies, and Megamind didn't get a sequel, or didn't get another movie, even though it was the better movie. Which always irked me about Despicable Me. And there's always been a reason why I've always hated it. Or hated it a little bit, or had it lower in my opinion, because it kind of ruined that Megamind sequel potential in my mind. So, it's Despicable Me. It's a good time. I've watched it many times, actually. It's not like I've only watched it once or twice. I'll put it on sometimes when it pops up on one of my streaming services. I'll be like, you know what? I like animated movies. It's a fine movie. But it's not amazing. It's not The Incredibles or Lion King. It's pretty fun, but not amazing. Now, man, I don't know what happened. I don't know what. Clearly after Despicable Me 1, they went, you know what? Let's go from making a pretty good movie to absolute shit. Let's go from this good thing to this bad thing. And that is what happened with Hop. I don't even know what the fuck they were thinking when they made this movie. It is absolute shit. Like, they're like, oh, there's no movie for Easter, so we got to make this shithole movie about a villain protagonist who's a complete asshole the entire movie, and we'll just release this even though it's complete shit. It's like this. It's like they went from it's a great start to dropping down a sewer into a pile of sharks, and then that shit being put farther into the earth and being fucking crushed and then spit out of someone's fucking going back up the sewer, and then it flies out the toilet, and then it goes into someone's eyes, and like, oh my god, fucking that stuff, that is terrible. That hurts so bad. That is this movie. I mean, the main character, he is so annoying. He's not even a protagonist because no one likes him. I've never liked the main character. He's such an asshole the entire time. He's fucking he like. If you've not seen the movie, you would not know what I'm talking about. But he does every single thing he does. He's like creepy. He does these weird things. He's like sniffs women's hair, and it's like, what the fuck? Who thought this was a good idea to make this character the main character? He's such annoying. Oh my god. And the his live action, the fucking humans have nothing to do in the movie. The villains are honestly the only characters I like, and the movie's fucking racist because they're like, it's like, oh, they can't be these chicks can't be run the fucking the Easter because they're chicks and we are bunnies, so they can't have it. And they're also the chicks are, I think they're voiced, most of them are like voiced by I don't know if it was, I think it's Mexicans. They're like it's like, yeah, and so there's like, it's like, oh, and I don't know if that was an intentional choice, but it's like, why would you do that? Why would you make it so it's like this racist movie that and it's like the chicks are honestly justified. They should be, because this fucking evil main character doesn't deserve to run Easter because he's an asshole. And honestly, I'm with the chicks. I want them to run it, and they are when they try and make it the villains, I want them to win because I fucking hate the rabbits. Oh my god, this movie is it's a fucking joke. This movie sucks ass. It's terrible. Honestly, if this movie just got wiped from existence, I would be so happy, because at least one of the Illumination shitholes was off the plane, off the fucking earth forever. I told you this was gonna be I told you this was gonna be ranty. I said this was gonna be I was gonna be yelling and angry this entire time, and we don't fucking stop with this next movie. Oh, okay. The Lorax. Man, all these people fucking memeing about this movie. Oh, the Wrestler's so hot. Fuck you! Fuck you! Stop making... Fuck you! Stop making this movie. Stop fucking building it up and making like, oh, this is good because the memes. Fuck you for watching it. Don't fucking do that shit. I hate it when they do like, oh, let's wear suits and watch Minions Rise of Gru. Stop supporting fucking Illumination. No, don't do this shit. Actually support a good movie. Stop watching this shit. Don't go to the theaters to see it. Don't fucking support Illumination. I hate those that. So the Lorax, man, the I gotta calm down because I'm not gonna be able to. The Dr. Seuss people, whoever runs Dr. Seuss now, they must have been drinking some kind of stupid juice or something when they decided to give the rights to Lorax to Illumination. I mean, let's be honest. Honestly, not a lot of the Dr. Seuss adaptations are any good. Like Horton Hears a Who, which I think is DreamWorks. No, it's Blue Sky. Which was Blue Sky. Blue Sky is now part of Disney, I believe. But that wasn't even a great movie. I think it's Blue Sky. It's not DreamWorks. I think it's Blue Sky. Or is it Sony? Whatever. Like that's kind of a whatever. It's not really a good movie. The Cat in the Hat live action movie is really weird. But this movie's probably the worst out of all of them, unless I'm forgetting one. I don't think I am. I mean, unless there's just some niche one that no one's ever seen that's completely ass. This one is terrible. I mean, they completely fuck up they fuck the message of the movie, because they make the main character, they try to make him like they make it so that it's like the family who's manipulating the Onceler, when it should just be the fact that anyone could have came here and destroyed the ecosystem. You're messing it up by doing this. I wrote down notes. You know, the only thing I like about this movie is the voice acting. Now, the one thing, since I've watched so much of The Office, whenever I hear like an Office character outside of The Office, I can only think of them as that character. So whenever I hear the Onceler, I just hear Andy. I can't. It's just because I watch so much of it. But I think the voice acting's not bad in this movie. It's not terrible. But that's the only thing that's good about this movie, you know. And they make a terrible choice. Terrible. Fucking Illumination. Did they even read? I don't even know if they read the book or even understood what it was about. Because at the end of the movie, they're like, oh, you know what? We're gonna make it so that it's a good ending at the end. It's good. No, it's fucking not. That's not. You're ruined it because you're making it seem to kids that it's like, oh, this. You're muddling the message at the end by making it seem like it's a good ending. It's not. It shouldn't be. It should be a bad ending. And honestly, there's a lot of stuff like the villain of the character. The villain is so fucking pathetic. No one even who even cares? But this villain is like F tier villain because he's generic and you never feel threatened by him because he's barely even even consistently in the movie. He's in it for barely any of it. I almost forget sometimes that he's even there. So why even, just fucking cut it out of it, because the villain sucks. Just have no villain. The villain is the Onceler and people who tear, that's the side you should focus on, not this other villain. And don't make the movie, don't make it a good ending. It shouldn't be. One of my things I love about movies is a few things. I love when they kill main characters, and I like a bad or like an ending that's like not great, or just like an ending that's like in the middle, where it's like, yeah, some good things happen at the end, but a lot of bad things also happened that ended the movie, or that brought the movie to the end. I mean, I'm okay with good endings, but those are my favorite. Is a bad ending, or like a movie where it's like a bleak ending, is definitely my favorite. But this movie should have one, and I'm not just saying that because I like that. It's because the message is ruined without it. Honestly, for that reason, I have to put an F, because fuck it. F for fuck you movie. Alright. Okay. Alright. Minions. Man. I never got the Minions. Even when I was young, I think this movie came out 2015. Even when I think it was 2012? 2011, when Despicable Me came out, it was 2011, 2012, What is that? I don't know if you heard that on stream. Let's check. Oh, I know what that is. Okay, I'll be right back. I thought it was like thunder. It was thunder. Wow, I'm surprised. That was pretty loud, especially because I'm in a basement right now. I thought it was like we have a little automatic Roomba thing that just goes on its own and picks up dirt and shit, but no, it was that was thunder. I don't even know if you heard it. Probably not, but I did. Okay. The Minions, like I was saying, when the movie came out, Despicable Me 1, I should just fucking look up. Hold on. Let me look up. When did it come out? Okay. 2010? Okay. 2010. I was pretty young at that point. Well, not super young. Oh shit. I was a kid at that point. And when I was a kid, I didn't like Minions. It's like I knew that I hated the Minions. Even when I was young, I always hated Illumination. It's in my blood. And they are just infuriating. In this movie, it has just nothing going on. Like, the thing is like, oh, they want to find a villain to serve, and nothing happens the entire movie. They do this annoying thing at the start where they have a narrator narrating over it. You know what? If you're gonna make a Minions movie, don't have a fucking narrator. Just have... What is that up top? Is that a fucking ant? I'm sorry, that just distracted me. I was... Okay. Don't have a narrator. Just have it blank. Just... You should be able to know what... You should be able to tell a story, not by fucking speaking, being like, oh, they were looking for... They wanted to find a leader. You should be able to see that. Just show! Don't fucking tell. That's like a movie. That's what they always say. Show, don't tell. Oh, but no. Illumination's philosophy is tell and don't show anything and just show shit. Tell, show shit. That should be Illumination's like business plan or like their oh god, no, I can't remember the name. I've taken fucking business classes and I can't remember the name. It's like their motto. Oh, what's it? Whatever. But, and there's not a lot going on. It's a very annoying movie. But honestly, the fact that there's not a lot that infuriates me, it's just annoying. It's not. I mean, it's not immensely terrible that I'm just angry. Like even right now, I'm kind of calm about it because it's just a fucking Minions movie. And it's terrible, but I don't care because it's fucking Minions, and I don't care about Minions because they're just annoying little yellow butt plugs. I'm gonna put a D. It's a bad movie, but it doesn't infuriate me as much as some of the other Illumination movies. Now we're gonna go on to Life of Pets now. It has a problem. I think we're gonna do Sing and Life of Pets because I think that's the actual order. These two movies, Sing and Life of Pets, and you know what? Throw Life of Pets 2 and Sing 2 in it as well. Actually, we'll talk about that later. This movie has a problem where they make the movie, they make it about a kid, like they make it animals, and it doesn't, they don't use the fact that they're animals in any way. They don't make the fact they're animals, like they don't use it for comedy, or they don't take advantage of that using that the fact that they're animals as anything. It's just they are animals, and we don't, and whatever. It's like sure, they're pets. They're pets of the owners, but they don't. It's like after the first like 20 minutes, I don't even notice. It's like the movie could be about a fucking human pet. I'm sorry. The movie could be about like a human pet, a child that was lost. Yeah, a child is a human pet. Okay. Oh, all right. So like another movie that's kind of similar, that is like another movie that has animals that doesn't use them, and amazing, and that doesn't take advantage of the fact that they're using animals. That does, I mean, is Disney's. Fuck, what's the name? Oh god, no, I just forgot. Oh god damn it. How do I forget this? I even had this, like, I kind of thought about what I was going to say, and I just forgot the movie name. Shit. Damn it! Alright, I'll find it. Zootopia! I got it. Zootopia. That movie, at least, like, they make jokes. Some of the jokes they make, are based on the fact that they are animals. And while that movie does kind of fuck up with, kind of make the bad association with predator animals being, like, making it a race thing with the predator animals being, people being, like, racist or whatever towards them. because or are they discriminating against them because I mean that's not a really good message. Them using the fact that they're like a lion eats a fucking zebra or whatever. That shouldn't, you know, that's a bad way of doing that. But they at least use the fact that they're animals to make jokes. Where I feel like this movie sometimes tries that, but it doesn't work. And then whenever they're not making jokes, the fact that they're animals means nothing. Like sometimes, like in Zootopia, when they're running through that little tiny town, at least you know, like, oh, that's cool because it's a tiny town for the little I can't remember what they were. They're like little moles or whatever. Arctic shrews, something. I think that's what it was. And they're like they're running through that tiny town, and that the fact that they're Arctic shrews makes sense why they're running through a tiny town. And I like kind of using the fact they're animals to make the movie better. But this movie really doesn't do that. Also, fuck, this has a problem like Hop where I hate the main characters. I don't like either of them. I don't like any of the side characters. They're all annoying. This another thing is Illumination is a problem where or it's not a problem, but they have a thing where they hire in every single role. They say, oh, let's hire these big name actors. That's what get people in the movie. And I just feel like I don't. It's like you could have hired someone for cheaper and made the movie better. You could have said, let's take the money paying paying fucking Tom. I don't think Tom Hanks is in any movie, but just saying like a movie like Tom Hanks or fucking Chris Pratt or goddamn Brad Pitt. I don't even know if he's in any of these movies, but I can't remember. But you hire someone, a good voice actor, but you don't hire someone who's like, you know the name of, and you save that money and you use it to make the movie good. But they don't do that. They just say, well, we could hire these big name guys and that will make the movie good instead of us actually making the movie good. Because people want to see the movies because there's a big Will Smith in the movie or Brad Pitt's in the movie. That's why they want to see it. And I mean, that does kind of work. But I feel like if they actually cared about quality, I mean, some movies do. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to hire. Like some movies go like, oh, we hire these two big name actors to sell the movie, and yeah, sometimes big name actors you need that because they're good, and they'll provide like value to the movie. But a lot of the times these animated movies they put like every single fucking role they put an actor that's a bigger name, and that's kind of the problem is when you do so much that it's like you use so much of the budget, you use a lot of budget on that and not as much on making the movie good. But this movie is just so whatever. It doesn't make me super angry, but it's just so boring. I really just. And I feel like the side characters do have a little bit to do with this movie, but not they could be erased from the movie, and it would be. I feel like you could just write around that. Sing is another problem. Has the same problem as Life of Pets, where there's no reason for these people to be animals, or the characters to be animals, not the people. Because they're not people, they're animals. There's no reason for them to be animals. And also, this movie has a lot of songs in it, and a lot of some popular old ones, and then some newer ones, which I don't really like, but whatever. And sometimes a movie will use licensed music to make a scene better. And a movie that I really like, one of my favorite movies, Baby Driver, the music was clearly made, they wrote a scene clearly based around the music. Or in this movie, it's like they got a song and then they're like, all right, how are we going to write How or they're like, oh, let's just throw a song in here, and then we'll just write, oh, the snail sings about being slow or something like that, and that's the joke, but it doesn't really work. But in like the movie like Baby Driver, the music is like a character in the movie, and that movie wouldn't be as good without the music. And sure, the music is part of this is like basically the a large part of this movie, but you could make this movie without any of the music scenes. I feel like, and you could make a movie around this premise. I mean, the premise still sucks. I don't really like the movie, but you're just throwing music in there almost, where it's not like the music is built for the movie. Yeah, that's so. I feel like it's not terrible. I feel like it's C minus. It's not infuriating as much. There are some really dumb jokes. I don't. The movie isn't really funny like like most of the other movies that I've talked about, other than Despicable Me 1. Life of Pets 2 has, I think, feel like the same exact problems of Life of Pets 1, but it's worse. I feel like the side characters have less to do in this movie. I feel like there's no reason for this movie to be made. It's like they were like, how are we gonna make more money on this thing that we already have all the ideas, or they already have like all these characters. How are we gonna make these characters another movie? I was like, oh, let's just make them do fucking nothing and just make the movie shit. I'm like, okay, that will make money. You know what we'll do? Let's hire 15 actors and pay them $5 million each. Let's go. That's better than making the movie good. So this movie, honestly, I hate it a bit. I don't like it as much as Life of Pets 1. I don't even like Life of Pets 1, but or Secret Life of Pets. Fucking stupid. It's ripping off Toy Story, but I've talked about how I think Toy Story is just average, or just a little bit above average. But this one, it's like they try to rip off Toy Story, but they do such a shit job at it. In both of these movies. Oh, the fucking Grinch, man. What a nothing movie. There's nothing. It's so fucking boring. It's saying when I'd rather watch the Jim Carrey Grinch 100 times rather than watching this movie once. This movie, or some of the other movies, are infuriating and annoying to watch, and it's like, the Minions movie, God, that movie's so annoying. This movie has nothing to be like, it's just got nothing. It's so void of any entertainment, anything annoying, anything funny. It's like, why did you make this? Why did you do this? Why did you do this? That's a great question to ask Illumination. Why? Why do you do this? Fuck you, the Grinch. Oh. The Despicable Me franchise after the first movie. I'm kind of losing my voice. A little bit. Not really. Just a little bit. Not all the way. Oh, man. Despicable Me 2... Gru is a lot less fun in this movie. The girls are more annoying and they have less to do. The parts in the movie are like C and B plots, and they're just thrown over there. They're not actually thrown together to make the movie. They're just like, we'll do this and they'll do that over there, and we'll do our stuff over here. And it's like, that's the movie. I don't really like the villain. The villain sucks. I don't care that the doctor guy leaves him. It's like, okay, he left him. Oh no, he left him because he's making jam and he wants to be a villain. And this story is so good. I love this movie. You could take that out of context. I love this movie. Just put it over Just like be like, oh, sing, and you just play the clip of, I love this movie. Here, I gave it to you. I love this movie. There, you can use that. Now you can totally make me seem like I like Illumination. Well, Despicable Me 2 isn't as bad as 3, which we'll talk about in a second. It's not at all funny. Like I said, every character has less to do. The meanings are more annoying. It's not the worst. It's still okay, but it's just, you're taking another step down in the Despicable Me franchise. Also, a lot of the characters in it are very annoying, other than Minions. Like, even some of the other just characters that are thrown in for one scene, even they are annoying. Oh god, Despicable Me 3. I don't even know, what are they even doing? Why are they doing this? I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. What do I have to say about these sequels for Despicable Me? It's all the same. It's all the fucking same with Illumination. They make the sequels and they fucking suck. And fuck you, Illumination, because Megamind sequels would have been way better than this shit. Megamind already is a better movie than fucking Despicable Me 1. It's like 8, and Despicable Me 1's a 6. And they definitely would have made better sequels than this piles of shit. Fuck, I hate... Just, it's not, it's better than, I'd rather watch it than Minions. No, I'd rather watch, it's really tough when I have to decide whether I'd want to watch Minions or Despicable Me 3. Minions, Minions, the continuation of shit. That's the subtitle. Minions and the ever-loving, ever-consistent piles of ass. That's your new movie. That's your new title. Man. I don't even... These... it's not as annoying as the first Minions movie. At least there's something. There's something there. The animation's alright. For some of these, the animation's fine, but it's really it's not super detailed like some of the Pixar movies where they put in a lot into the detail, and I feel like this one it's like all the rest of these movies. They're like, oh, the animation's fine, but it's not amazing. The movie's not really that entertaining. I don't know. I don't know why I don't know why any person with a brain decides to go see these movies. I don't get it. Some people are just stupid and they just want to watch these shitholes and give Illumination money because they're fucking stupid and they want to see stupid shit. Oh god. Alright, Sing 2's first. I was honestly surprised. The Sing 2 surprised me. Because after Sing 1, I'm trying to think about Sing 1, I gotta put that there for a reason. Sing 1 was so just wow, that's why I have to move it down. Because I thought about it, it's like, no, Sing 1 is a D- or like a D wavering on D+. You almost failed. But Sing 2 honestly surprised me a little bit, because there were some moments where I was like, oh, this is actually pretty interesting, and I'm enjoying myself. I was enjoying myself watching it. And you have a bad track record when, I'm thinking about this. I'm putting this down here. Fuck you. You have a bad track record when a movie is just slightly enjoyable, and it makes me so happy because I can actually watch a movie that I'm like, this is not bad. Now, the main character, Dr. Moon, or not Dr. Moon, fucking Mr. Moon or whatever, he does have that. It's like they make him go through the exact same character arc that he did in the first movie, where it's like he made too many big promises, And then he's like, oh no, I made these big promises, and oh, you guys are gonna be mad at me because, oh man, I couldn't do it. I was like, why are you doing the exact same premise? But I still think the characters, the fact they're animals still has no point. But the movie's more entertaining. There's some scenes where it's like they actually had an idea. Like the one scene, there's one scene where they're just like mopping the floor when they enter the town studio. Like comes to mind where it's like they're just mopping and it's like there's no sound, but it's entertaining because it's like I don't know. There's stuff that it's just like the fact that I've watched these movies. Maybe it's the fact that I've watched these shithole movies back to back to back, and I finally watch a movie that's okay that I actually just like. There's just a scene that's just like like it's just so simple. I like it much more. But I think this movie definitely surprised me after I didn't really like Sing 1. This is like a C+. This is probably the one of the best Illumination movies that they made. Now we get to the last one and the newest, I believe. Yes, newest. This came out this year or last year. This year. Mario movie. When I heard that Illumination was the company making this movie, the animated company that was making this movie, I was very disappointed. I was like, oh no, why? Why did you do this? Why did you give it to Illumination? They're gonna fuck it up. They're gonna fuck it up like they do everything. But they actually surprised me a bit. Now, this one's a bit weird because I feel like if you're not a fan of the Mario franchise, like I played almost all their games. I've been a Mario fan since I was young. I played fucking Super Circuit and Mario 3 and what's the one with fucking Birdo where you can switch characters? I can't remember the name of it now. It's not Mario World. Whatever. Like I've been playing the games. I played it to when they went to fucking Galaxy. I played Odyssey. I missed Sunshine because I think that's GameCube. I didn't have a GameCube. I'm a pretty big Mario fan, and I feel like if you're not a Mario fan, you won't enjoy this as much because it's a lot of references, and I feel like, this movie. It's like you have to have played a Mario game to really enjoy the movie and really be like get invested into it, because if you're coming into this without ever seeing or seeing any Mario related stuff, you're going to be very confused during the movie. That being said, it's not amazing. There still are some annoying things. I feel like what a lot of people have said, and I've heard, and I have the same opinion, is that the voice acting could be a bit better. Other than I do like always, I like Jack Black. He always does a great job. My God, my nose is itching like crazy. Ugh. Oh man. All right. Okay. You know, I don't think they could have done a lot worse. It does feel very fan servicey. It could have been better, but I think this was surprised me, because I thought when I saw Illumination attached to this movie, I thought it was dead. I was like, this is over. It's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be it's just gonna flop, and it's not gonna flop. It's gonna flop in my mind. It's gonna be a big flop of shit. It's gonna fall out of the theaters. It'll make a lot of money, like all Illumination's movies have to fucking do, because people are stupid. But it was not bad. It wasn't bad. It's not amazing. But if you go into this with some knowledge of Mario, you will have an enjoyable time. And with that, we are done. I have said my piece about these movies, and I feel like I was a bit generous with my ratings. For me, now think about this: when I'm ranking these movies, this is a ranking on Illumination. If these movies were combined or paired with like a Pixar ranking, they would all be a lot lower. But they'd all be like at the bottom of the Pixar tier, other than Despicable Me and maybe Sing 2 and Mario movie. They'd be in the middle. But yeah, this is my idea. This is, oh my god, Jesus. This is what I think about these movies. Like I said, a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit. It's like they did. I don't know. It's almost as seems like they just throw it together, and they don't even try. But all right. Tomorrow we'll be back tomorrow morning. I probably won't have an evening stream. I had to move this one to today because I have to take, like I said, I have to take my cat to the vet now. But we'll be back tomorrow morning, or tomorrow like noon, I think it is, or maybe noon or 1 or 2, and we'll do some horror games. But that's it for today.